Good tidings, ladies and gentlemen of the Lodge, and welcome back. Today we are talking Kingdom Hearts, and we are talking Master Ava, and whether or not she could be the true Dandelion. Lots of speculation has happened on this channel about Ava as of late, whether or not she could be Subject X, whether or not she could be the Lich, because at the end of the day, the mystery surrounding Master Ava gives way to a lot of speculation and theorizing when it comes to this character's current predicament. That being said, I think the odds of Ava being the true Dandelion are much more likely than these previous two theories that we have covered. At the end of the day, there's not a whole lot for us to go on, but based on the breadcrumbs that we've been left, I think it's possible to point towards the possibility that Ava really could be the true Dandelion. So with that said, without further ado, let's take a dive on in and see how plausible this concept really is. In my opinion, the first thing we have to do when it comes to this theory is disqualify the possibility that Strelitzia could be the true Dandelion herself. At the end of the day, this seems to be the most popular theory surrounding the true Dandelion, given that Strelitzia is really the only one we've seen in the white robe. But there are a few key details that I think may disqualify her, despite the fact that she's currently the frontrunner for that role. Starting with the fact that we saw upon Strelitzia being struck down, she basically poofed out of existence the way many Kingdom Hearts characters do upon meeting their death. Now, what that essentially means is that not only is her body no longer with us, but her heart has moved on as well. Later in Union Cross, we see Luxu place the true Dandelion in the Ark, and for that to take place, there not only needs to be a body to put in there, but a heart as well. And seeing as we saw Strelitzia get struck down, and both her body and heart move on, it raises a lot of questions of how could it be that she was the one placed in that Ark. Now, don't get me wrong, I still think it's very possible this could be her, but it's not as cut and dry as some of us might think. Seeing as there was no heart or body to be placed in the Ark upon Strelitzia being struck down, we have to start looking at some of the other candidates and possibilities. The reason I'm drawn to Ava is for two reasons primarily. On one hand, we have to consider the title, The True Dandelion. Why would Luxu word it in such a way? And how could it relate to either Ava or Strelitzia? Well, I can tell you in the case of Ava, seeing as it was her role to gather all these Keyblade wielders and essentially assemble the Dandelions, the idea that she would be the true Dandelion actually fits. Seeing as that she's sort of the de facto leader of this crew, barring that she was the one who had to assemble them, or in another case, qualify them. Also, consider the Master's wording when he's giving this role to Ava. As he states, like the seeds of a dandelion, let them fly off to another world. And again, for Strelitzia's case, we see how that could be true with her ending up in Quadratum, but we also have to consider that this is a possibility for Ava as well. After all, we have to ask, why was Luxu unable to bring Ava back at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3? Well, maybe like the seed of a dandelion, she flew off to another world. The other point about Ava that I think is worth considering is that we don't know how this clash between her and Luxu concluded. For all we know, Luxu won the fight and Ava was forced to bargain with him, or Ava won the fight and Luxu was forced to bargain with her. Either way, there's a missing gap or conclusion here where we don't really know what happened between Ava and Luxu after their initial clash to kick off the Keyblade War. Perhaps there was something in the conclusion of that fight that led to Luxu and Ava deciding, whether by force or by collaboration, that she was going to be placed in the Ark. Because unlike Strelitzia, there is a body and a heart here to actually put in the Ark. So anyway, just to repeat myself, a lot of this is speculation and conjecture. We don't really know for sure, but when it comes to who is the true Dandelion, I think it's equally as good of a chance that it's Ava and not just Strelitzia. But ladies and gentlemen, you tell me what you think. How do you feel about this mystery and whether or not it could be either Ava, Strelitzia, or maybe you think it's somebody else? Feel free to drop in the comments and let me know. But you ladies and gentlemen, be good out there. Be good to yourselves and each other. And I will see all of you beautiful sickos and normies next time.